In this video on the teachings of Buddhism, we will explore 8 types of people we should never help under any circumstances. You will be especially surprised by 2 of them. But before we dive into the topic, listen to a story that will help you understand the lesson contained in this video. Many years ago, in a small Japanese village, there lived a farmer named Hiroshi, known for his kindness and willingness to help others. One day, Hiroshi discovered a snake trapped in a snare in his yard. Despite the fact that the snake could be dangerous, Hiroshi felt compassion and decided to free it, inspired by Buddhist teachings on empathy toward all living beings. Hiroshi took care of the snake, fed it, and offered it a safe place to recover. However, as soon as the snake recovered, it bit Hiroshi and escaped. Hurt and surprised, Hiroshi regretted the snake's reaction and recalled the words of Buddha, who said, "The essence of all beings is as it is, it cannot be changed, only understood." He realized that the nature of the snake was such that it would bite no matter how much help it received. This story, like many others within Buddhist teachings, illustrates that some people, like that snake, do not change their essence, no matter what is done for them. It reminds us of Buddha's words, "Just as the lily is pure in the water, in the human heart dwells both good and evil." Sometimes, in our desire to help, we may overlook important signs, which ultimately leads us to be hurt by others. It is crucial to know whom we offer our help to and understand that not everyone will appreciate our efforts. Imagine your energy as a battery. Some people recharge it, while others drain it faster than a phone with many apps open at the same time. Sound familiar? We have all encountered both types of people in our lives. Let's examine these energy vampires and the importance of recognizing them. Before we continue, if you find this content valuable, give us a like, subscribe, and activate the bell to receive notifications of upcoming videos. Let's begin. First, the envious. Imagine you just won the lottery. Who would you tell first? Before you start mentally listing all those people, let me share an interesting fact with you. According to a study conducted by Harvard University in the United States, 70% of lottery winners experience a deterioration in their personal relationships after their victory. The main reason for this is envy. However, you don't need to win millions to feel the destructive effects of envy. From a promotion at work to a new relationship that makes you happy, there will always be envious people ready to throw poisonous criticisms full of disapproval and resentment. Psychologist Sarah Prasai, in her book The Philosophy of Envy, indicates that envy arises when we notice a gap between what we have and what we believe we deserve. It's as if we have an internal meter of cosmic justice that goes haywire when someone else gets something we think should be ours. Think of your dreams and goals as a secret recipe. You wouldn't share it with just anyone, right? You would only share that secret with people you completely trust, those who would not only not betray you but also help you improve it. In the Zen style, when you decide to share your plans or successes, do so in a way that inspires rather than arouses envy. Instead of saying, "I just got an incredible promotion," you could say, "I'm excited about this new challenge at work." While the difference may seem small, the effect on how others perceive your message can be significant. The ancient Chinese philosopher and founder of Taoism, Lao Tzu, reminds us that words have the power to shape reality. Choose your words carefully. So, how do you identify envious friends? Here are some warning signs that can help you recognize them. The unconvincing flatterer. Their congratulations are more forced than a smile during an awkward family gathering. The minimizer. No matter how significant your achievement, for them, it's always a matter of luck or something irrelevant. The relentless competitor. Your success is just an excuse for them to tell you how they did it better, faster, or at a lower cost. The shadow saboteur. They support you in public but do everything possible in private to undermine your plans. The information gatherer, they always want to know more details, not out of genuine interest but to detect flaws or copy you. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to protecting yourself. The second is to develop what I call a bamboo mindset. Do you know what makes bamboo grow strong and resilient? It turns difficulties and adversities into strength and flexibility. According to Zen philosophy, every obstacle is an opportunity to practice. Similarly, you can use others' envy as motivation to keep growing and improving. Remember, your worth does not decrease with others' achievements nor increase with their failures. As former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Value your own path, your goals, and your personal development. Zen Buddhist philosophy teaches us that the path to enlightenment is an individual journey that each person must undertake on their own. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki expressed, each one must cross their own ocean by themselves. Envy is often a reflection of others' insecurity. The next time you notice an envious look, smile, not because you enjoy others' discomfort, but because you have identified a sign that you are headed in the right direction. In the spirit of Zen, smile with compassion, understanding that others' envy is a manifestation of their own suffering. In summary, being selective about sharing your achievements and plans is not an act of selfishness or arrogance but a way to protect your energy, maintain your motivation, and avoid negative envy. The next time you have good news or an exciting plan, take a deep breath, smile to yourself, and consider it your most valuable treasure. Choose to share it only with those who will genuinely rejoice in your success. Remember, the greatest achievement is the one that others recognize on their own and doesn't need to be loudly proclaimed. Let your accomplishments speak for you. In the end, actions always speak louder than words and attract less envy. Number 2, manipulators. This group presents a particular challenge because these people are true masters at manipulating the goodwill of others. They exploit genuine attempts to help to satisfy their own interests without any intention of reciprocation or showing genuine change. It's like playing chess with an opponent who can move your pieces without you noticing. That's the tactic of a skilled manipulator. Don't worry if you're just now realizing someone like this is in your life. Today, we'll learn to recognize their tactics and protect ourselves from their cunning. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki said, the most important thing is to find a balance between calm and action. When dealing with a manipulator, it's essential to maintain serenity and be aware of your actions. Manipulators exploit our emotions to achieve their goals. In Zen, we learn that awareness is the key to understanding the true nature of reality. We must be attentive to our thoughts and emotions to avoid being swept away by their games. Why do some people seem to have a special talent for manipulating others? Psychology offers some interesting explanations. According to a study from a renowned American university, people with narcissistic and Machiavellian tendencies are more likely to manipulate others. It's as if they have an internal navigation system designed to find the quickest path to their own goals, regardless of whom they must trample over. I'm not suggesting you become paranoid and distrust everyone, but it's crucial to sharpen your perception to identify these emotional pirates. As renowned psychologist and author of Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, Robert Cialdini, says, the best defense against manipulation is knowledge and awareness. Consider your emotional well-being as a fortress you must protect at all costs. Manipulators are like intruders trying to infiltrate your defenses. If you don't have a good security system, before you know it, they will be comfortably settled in your life, controlling everything. How to identify a manipulator? Here are some warning signs. The emotional chameleon. they change personality faster than a teenager's mood. Their behavior adjusts to the person they're with, trying to be what they think that person wants to see. As Zen Master Dun said, every moment is invaluable, don't waste it on superficial games. The gaslighting expert, they make you question your perception of reality. Are you sure it happened that way? I think your memory is failing. You should take something for it. These are examples of what they might say. In Zen, we learn that reality is subjective, but the truth always resides within us. We must trust our intuition and not allow others to distort it. Be aware, stop, and reflect carefully to ensure you're not dealing with this type of person when encountering similar statements. The low self-esteem sniper, these people make seemingly harmless comments that undermine your confidence. They might say, "Are you really going to wear that?" Well, if you're comfortable with it. The goal of these comments is to divert attention from their own insecurities. With such people, cut the conversation immediately and set clear boundaries. React right away, otherwise, each additional comment from that person will affect you more. Remember your inner value and don't let others question it without reason. From the Zen perspective, it is essential to cultivate inner strength and calm. As Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh said, without inner peace, it is impossible to find outer peace. If we are not calm within ourselves, manipulators can easily disturb our balance. Therefore, meditation and mindfulness practice are essential for dealing with manipulation. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without clinging to them, allowing us to respond more consciously and controlled. Number 3, ingrates. Have you ever met someone who seems to have a void instead of a heart? These are the people who, no matter how much you give them, always want more and never seem satisfied. Imagine you're in a restaurant enjoying a great dinner with friends when suddenly you hear someone loudly complaining about the food, the service, and even the color of the napkins. Yes, you guessed it, it's a professional ingrate in action. Buddhist wisdom says, everything is in the mind. What makes some people seem eternally dissatisfied? Psychology offers some interesting answers. A study from the University of California shows that people with low self-esteem tend to be less grateful. It's as if they have a filter that only lets in the negative, blocking out the good things life offers. I'm not suggesting you cut all ties with those who forget to say thank you, but it's important to identify when someone consistently abuses your generosity. As businessman Richard Branson said, treat your employees as you want them to treat your best customers. We can apply this advice to all our relationships. Imagine gratitude as a plant that needs water and care to thrive. If you constantly water a plant with your time, energy, and resources, and it still doesn't bloom, perhaps it's time to consider if you're cultivating in the right place. As Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh taught, gratitude is the heart of true Zen practice. By valuing the moment and the people in our lives, we transform every moment into a precious gift. However, don't confuse ingratitude with constructive honesty. Your friend who points out that you have spinach in your teeth before an important date is not an ingrate but a hero without a cape. The difference lies in the intention and the pattern of behavior. An interesting study published in an American scientific journal showed that people are not only happier but also have stronger and more lasting relationships when they practice gratitude. It's as if gratitude is an invisible adhesive that keeps our social connections together. So, what to do with this type of person? The answer is not simple, but we can learn some lessons from positive psychology. Martin Seligman, considered the father of this discipline, suggests that cultivating an attitude of gratitude benefits both the recipient and the giver. Instead of getting frustrated with ingrates, we can see them as an opportunity to strengthen our ability to appreciate the good things in life. Just as we exercise our muscles at the gym to strengthen our legs or back, training our gratitude muscle works similarly. However, it's important not to confuse gratitude with being an endless receiver. Setting healthy boundaries is as crucial as being generous. As author Brené Brown mentioned, generosity is not infinite and is not genuine if it arises from resentment. Remember that a lack of gratitude says more about that person than about you. As psychologist Carl Rogers noted, the paradox is that when I accept myself as I am, then I can change. The next time you face someone ungrateful, take a deep breath, remember your worth, and evaluate whether that person deserves your energy. If the answer is no, it's time to walk away. You're not being selfish, you're practicing self-care, and by taking care of yourself first, you'll be in a better position to care for others. If you decide to keep helping, do it because you genuinely want to, not because you expect recognition. Before moving on to the fourth type of person, share this video with your loved ones and those who you think might benefit from it. Also, leave a comment with the phrase, "Every day I become wiser," to show me that you're still here and to inspire others in their learning process. Number 4, lazy people. Have you ever met someone who seems to have an aversion to effort? These are the people who always find an excuse to do nothing, as if the couch is their natural habitat and the remote control an extension of their arm. Welcome to the intriguing world of the lazy, experts in the art of inactivity, who teach us valuable lessons about productivity, or rather, the lack of it. Imagine you're in a work meeting and someone says, "I couldn't finish the report because my cat ate my motivation." Yes, you guessed it, this person is a master in the art of laziness. Why do some people seem to have a gift for procrastination? Science offers interesting answers. A study from a prestigious American university suggests that laziness can be a strategy to conserve energy. It's as if our caveman ancestors have passed down a gene for energy saving, but today, where we don't need to conserve energy to escape predators, this strategy can be counterproductive. As the renowned psychologist William James stated, nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task. In Zen Buddhism, the importance of mindfulness and being fully present in the moment is taught. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki used to say, in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind there are few. Laziness is often a way to avoid presence and full engagement. When we think we have mastered a topic, we tend to reduce the energy and attention we initially devoted to it. This is why Zen practice encourages us to fully engage in each task, no matter how trivial it may seem. This reminds me of the story of a Zen monk who diligently and carefully swept the path around the monastery every day. When asked why he gave so much importance to such a simple task, he replied, "When I sweep the path, I also clear my mind, leaving it clear and free of distractions." So instead of fostering laziness in others, we can motivate them to fully engage in their activities, teaching them that every moment and every task are valuable opportunities for practice and personal development. Recognizing and avoiding support for those who shirk effort is an act of self-care and consideration for others. As Buddha said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." The same goes for laziness. Avoiding effort and responsibility leads to suffering and stagnation both in the lazy person and those who try to help them. So, how do you identify a chronically lazy person? Here are some indicators. Type 1, the master of excuses. These people have more excuses than a cat has lives. "I couldn't go to the workout because my plant needed me to sing to it for it to grow." In Buddhism, excuses are like illusions that take us away from true understanding. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki said, the most important thing is to know that you have the nature of a Buddha, and that means nothing limits you. Type 2, the expert in "I'll do it tomorrow." For them, tomorrow is a magical place where all pending tasks accumulate. To be clear, that tomorrow never arrives. Zen Master Nathan says, "The future depends on the present." If we take good care of the present moment, the future will take care of itself. Type 3, the lazy multitasker. These people can be watching series, checking Facebook, and at the same time complaining about their work. If they invested that energy into being productive, they would probably solve global problems. In Zen teachings, harmony between mind and action is fundamental. As the Zen saying goes, when you walk, walk. When you eat, eat. Type 4, the shortcut seeker. Always looking for the easiest way to do things. If there were an app that did everything for them, they would be the first to download it. In Buddhism, seeking shortcuts is seeking illusion. As Zen Master Dogen taught, the way is perfect and all-pervading. In the moment you stop seeking, you realize you are where you need to be. Type 5, the procrastinator. For these people, the alarm clock is more of a friendly suggestion than an urgent signal. Just 5 more minutes, they say, and before they know it, an hour has passed. In Buddhist philosophy, time is seen as an illusion, but our responsibility in each moment is a tangible reality. I'm not suggesting you cut ties with everyone who prefers a nap over a gym session, but remember that surrounding yourself with lazy people can drag you into adopting their habits. As writer and motivational speaker Tony Robbins stated, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your company carefully, as you could end up being the only energetic person in a group of slackers. In summary, when wanting to help others, we must be mindful of whom we dedicate our energy to. It's not about refusing to help everyone but doing so with discernment, ensuring that our efforts are truly valuable and beneficial both for us and for those we assist. Number 5, the irresponsible. Have you ever met someone who seems to live in a world without consequences? Welcome to the intriguing world of the irresponsible, experts in dodging commitments and blaming everyone but themselves. Imagine you're on a ship and suddenly see a hole in the hull through which water starts to enter. While you and the rest of the crew strive to plug the hole and bail out the water, you see someone relaxed, sunbathing on the deck saying, "It's not my problem, I didn't make the hole." That, my friend, is irresponsibility in its purest form. When we try to help someone with this behavior, we often fall into a cycle of frustration and anxiety. No matter how much we try to support them, our help rarely produces significant changes. The irresponsible, as their name implies, avoid taking responsibility and have an almost astonishing ability to blame others for their failures. If something goes wrong, even if it's unrelated to our actions, we might be considered guilty. This is not only unfair but can also have a significant emotional and reputational impact on those who try to help them. Therefore, it's crucial to approach these people with caution. An effective strategy is to invite them to reflect on their actions and the consequences they bring. Instead of solving their problems for them, we can focus their attention on developing self-evaluation and self-management skills. A well-known American neuroscientist, Richard Davidson, has demonstrated that the brain is highly plastic and capable of changing and adapting even in adulthood. So, although these individuals sometimes require a small push or even a considerable one, there is still hope. Nelson Mandela expressed it this way: education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. In this case, education includes not only academic learning but also the ability to take responsibility and learn from mistakes. Ultimately, dealing with irresponsible people demands patience and self-control. Bertrand Russell commented, "The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, but wiser people so full of doubts. Buddhism also teaches that helping others can lead to enlightenment, but only when it is wise help. So, when facing someone chronically irresponsible, take a deep breath and remember that, at least, you have the awareness to question if continuing to help them is the right thing to do. Number 6, the perpetual critic. They have a knack for detecting flaws in everything, whether it's your choice of clothes, how you do your job, or how you manage your home and family. Identifying them can be as easy as listening to their comments, which are usually negative and destructive. If this sounds familiar, you are probably dealing with a constant critic in your life. Handling these critics can feel like walking through an emotional minefield. No matter how well-intentioned you are, they will always find a way to dismantle your efforts with their incisive criticism. What drives them to act this way? Research indicates that perpetual critics often use criticism to exert power and control over others, and sometimes to project their own insecurities. It's as if they have a special pair of glasses that only allow them to see faults. To counter their negative influence, it is crucial to maintain a balanced perspective. Zen master Tyson de Shimura said, "True strength lies in a calm mind." Don't take their criticism personally, their words often reflect more about them than about you. Try to redirect the conversation towards positive aspects or constructive solutions. Sometimes, simply changing the subject can be the best defense against their verbal attacks. Remember that constructive criticism can be beneficial for personal development, but constant criticism only erodes self-esteem and undermines confidence. Setting firm boundaries and maintaining a positive attitude can protect you from their negative influence while fostering a more constructive and optimistic environment around you. Number 7, the narcissist. Have you ever met someone who seems to have a mirror instead of a soul? Welcome to the intriguing world of narcissists, beings whose self-love takes center stage. Imagine trying to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a single glass of water. That's how futile it can be to satisfy a narcissist's ego. Don't worry, because on this journey, you are not alone. According to research from a prestigious American university, around 6% of the population exhibits notable narcissistic traits. This means it's very likely you've met at least one or two people with these characteristics in your life. How do you recognize these self-admirers? If you've ever met someone who thinks the sun rises solely to highlight their presence, you are likely dealing with a narcissist. These people have a special ability to turn any conversation into a monologue about their achievements, no matter how irrelevant they may be. Dealing with a narcissist can be more exhausting than trying to teach a cat to bark, but don't lose hope, there are strategies you can use. It's not about changing the narcissist but adjusting the way you interact with them. An effective strategy is what psychologists call selective validation. It's similar to training a dog. You reinforce the positive behaviors the narcissist displays and ignore the negative ones. When the narcissist shows a bit of empathy, which can happen occasionally, acknowledge it. However, when they start to exhibit their typical behaviors, don't engage in their game. Remember, you're not obliged to be a captive audience to their one-man show. In Zen, we learn that true happiness comes from accepting who we are. Don't let others impose their expectations and values on you. Maintain a clear awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and you will find an inner peace that helps you deal more effectively with manipulation, criticism, and narcissism. According to a renowned author in the field of psychology, the ego is like an insatiable octopus consuming your life. A Zen master might describe the ego as a hungry ghost in samsara, always seeking more and never finding satisfaction. Don't let the narcissism in your life be that octopus or ghost. However, it's important to distinguish between healthy confidence and narcissism. According to Zen masters, confidence is like a serene lake reflecting the beauty of the sky, while narcissism is like a turbulent ocean that sweeps everything away in its path. The difference lies in the capacity for empathy and the constant need for admiration. A person with true confidence can genuinely celebrate others' achievements, like a monk in a Zen state rejoicing in the awakening of their companions. On the other hand, the narcissist sees those successes as a threat to their own greatness. Dealing with a narcissist can be challenging, but it also offers an opportunity to develop your patience and empathy. Observing a narcissist can provide valuable lessons about human desires and illusions. By doing so, we can see our own internal barriers and challenges reflected, allowing us to learn and grow personally. Number 8, the opportunist. Imagine encountering someone who always seems to be on the lookout, seizing every opportunity to take advantage of others without concern for the consequences. That's the opportunist, someone who skillfully benefits from others' generosity or resources, offering nothing in return except their own comfort. As Zen Master Nath stated, true happiness is achieved only when we stop expecting it to come from external sources and begin to cultivate it from within. Opportunists, on the other hand, seek happiness in the resources and efforts of others, failing to realize that true satisfaction can only be found within oneself. Don't confuse the opportunist with someone who genuinely needs help. The difference lies in their behavior patterns and reciprocity. According to a psychologist from Harvard University, opportunists are adept at making you feel guilty if you don't meet their expectations. In Buddhism, it is taught that guilt and shame should be understood and transformed, rather than allowed to dominate our lives. Identifying an opportunist can be challenging, as they often mask their true intentions under the guise of collaboration and mutual benefit. A key sign is the lack of reciprocity. They always seek help but rarely return the favor or participate equally. Managing an opportunist involves setting firm boundaries and being aware of your own resources and limitations. As Zen Master Dogen stated, understanding the limits of your capacity is the first step toward true strength. It is essential to set clear expectations from the beginning. Define what you are willing to offer and what you expect in return. Fostering reciprocity is crucial. Encourage the opportunist to contribute equitably to the relationship, whether by sharing responsibilities or clarifying roles and expectations transparently. From a psychological perspective, opportunists exhibit a combination of low empathy and high opportunism. As Zen Buddhist master Chogyam Trungpa noted, true compassion is altruistic and expects nothing in return. By learning to recognize and manage opportunists, you can protect your emotional well-being and foster healthier, more equitable relationships. It is essential to both give and receive in any healthy relationship, but if you find that you are always giving without receiving anything in return, it is time to reevaluate the situation. Investing time and effort in people who do not value your contribution can be emotionally draining. It is better to direct that energy towards more balanced and rewarding relationships where your efforts are appreciated. As Zen Master Ikkyu said, life is too short to waste on those who do not value your light. At the end of this video, I want to pose a question to you. Take a moment to reflect on it before responding. How would your life change if you could easily identify the behaviors described in this video in the people around you? If you think this is useful, share your response in the comments below. You might also encourage others to do the same. If you've made it this far, write in the comments the phrase, "I live my life with full awareness." Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to receive updates on new videos. Remember, all we have is the present. Until next time, dear friends.